And welcome to purplelunarose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight we're reading for all 12 signs for the week of June 22nd through June 28th. So your biggest cosmic influence will be the Cancer new moon that's coming in on June 25th. But I do want to remind everyone that the day before, June 24th, Jupiter will be conjunct the sun also in the sign of Cancer, and that definitely will amplify this very powerful new moon energy. Guys, we talked about the new moon on Monday nights, Love and Astrology. You can find all those videos over on my YouTube channel under the live tab. Please remember, we are multi-streaming, guys. We're on 4 different platforms now. Can you believe it? So we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and now newly on TikTok. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, whatever platform you're watching from. I can see all the comments everywhere, and we do have some moderators with us tonight. All right. I also want to remind everybody that today is June 18th that I'm doing this live stream. So today, Neptune is square Jupiter, which is also in Cancer, right? And so this is giving us a lot of confusion energy. So the week I'm looking for is the week after. Remember, we're always trying to be a week ahead. So June 22nd through the 28th is going to be the week that this confusion we're kind of all feeling right now finds more clarity, right? All right. So I'm being told to talk about the current energies as well. Guys, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the astrology. There's a lot going on in the world. And I think for the most part, the most of us that are up to date with news and things like this are definitely just trying to one step forward, one step at a time, one day at a time type of situation, right? That's kind of where we're all at. And I think it's interesting that I just happened to have my spiritual awakening at this time. And now, the world is in the state that it's in. So now is when we implement everything that we've learned in our spiritual awakening. Right now is when we integrate all of that information into our everyday life. So I hope that's what I'm trying to do. I hope that's what everybody else is trying to do. It definitely can be very challenging at times. I feel like we've been on the brink of a war for days now, right? So it's definitely very tense energy. And the astrology itself correlates that, right? It gives us those signs and that information as well. What I will say is that the Cancer new moon that is here is putting us all into alignment so that we can all finally agree where we want this new earth, as they call it, right, to go. Which direction do we want to go in? And I think that Cancer new moon is putting us all into this very nurturing and compassionate energy, especially when it comes to our close friends and family, right? Those that we care deeply for. And so that's really what everybody is dealing with right now. But understand that the Cancer new moon energy is definitely bringing us the compassion that the world needs at this moment, right? All right, guys, so I'm going to timestamp, and I do these a little weird, I know. I never tell you that these readings are for your sun, moon, or rising, and there's actually a reason for that. It's because I do these readings for my spiritual awakening, right? And I correlate my own birth chart with all the 12 signs, right? So we have 12 sections in our birth chart, 12 houses. They all correlate with the zodiac, right? So I looked at each sign and I correlate it with that section in my birth chart. So, for example, I'm going to start with the fire signs. I have a lot of fire in my chart. And I'm going to look at Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius first. I do this because Aries is actually in my 10th house, but that's where my sun is. I have Mars in Aries, Mercury in Aries. So I have a lot of Aries energy on my birth chart. So we start with fire signs and we work our way through water signs, earth signs, and air signs. I do feel that these are collective readings because I am having a very specific type of spiritual awakening journey, right? There's all kinds of different types of awakenings, right? And this is just a certain type. And I do feel there's a collective for this type, right? I don't really like to even use the labels because I feel like the label has just gotten lost, honestly. The meaning itself has just gotten lost. But I like to call them soul connections, right? Heart chakra awakenings. I feel like that's the type of awakening that I'm experiencing. And so I do feel that these readings are collective, and I do encourage you to, look at your birth chart as well and correlate the signs with what your chart says. And if you have any trouble, of course, getting a free chart, just reach out to me. I'll gladly help you do that. And if you have any trouble understanding what your chart means, of course, reach out to me and I will gladly help you do that. All right, so let's start with the Aries. And let's go ahead and timestamp at, let's do 5:33 for Aries. All right, so I've pulled out so many oracles tonight. It's very possible that I'll swap up and do this a little different as we go through the night. But I'm going to start out with the Shaman Oracle. It's the Shaman Healing Oracle. We got our strike on TikTok already. I don't understand why it keeps doing it to me. I've appealed it every single time, and we've won the appeal every single time. Unfortunately, not until the live stream is over. But it may get quiet over there, Sandra. It may slow down. Spirit tells me I'm not supposed to worry about that crap. The people that are supposed to be here will be here. And that's where my focus is supposed to be. Oh, I didn't realize we didn't have video, guys. I'm sorry. All right, it should be on there now. It's on TikTok. That's why they're yelling at me. All right. So Aries, energy of the week. We have creativity coming out. It's number 39. We also have number 32, struggle, on the bottom. Well, so, I mean, it's pretty easy, Aries. It's telling me that you're struggling to think outside the box. You're struggling to come up with new ideas. It shows 3 of Cups on here, and it shows like water flowing from the top cup down into the bottom cups. So there's this energy of balance, and I almost said the word equality. That could be where you're struggling. All right. It should be a pretty simple video, Diana. I tried to make it as easy cheesy as possible so TikTok wouldn't yell at us, but they did anyway. All right, so joy and delight comes out, and it did come out in reverse. So Aries, your challenge or obstacle. The energy for the week is about balancing something out, making something fair and equal. And then your challenge or obstacle being joy and delight. It says open your heart to joy. Really just tells me that either you're being too hard on yourself, that's an Aries thing, right? Or you're not in the present moment, because whenever you're struggling to find joy and happiness in life, it's because you're anxious, right? It's because you're worried about something, or you're anxious about something, and you're not in the present moment. That's why if you're ever trying to figure out like, man, how come I can't be happy, or how come I can't find any joy, um, pay attention to what you're thinking about. Like, are you worried about something that's already happened? Are you anxious about something that may happen? Or are you, in the present moment? All right, let's look at lesson learned, Aries. We have surrendering to the journey, release control. So Aries struggling to release control in a situation. And it's lesson learned. It's very possible this is something that you're doing this week, especially with this very powerful new moon. When I made the spread, the second card, the lesson learned is supposed to help you with your current challenge or obstacle. But what I've noticed from doing these readings is that whenever there's like a big cosmic influence, right? Like there's a full moon, a new moon, even like things like Jupiter conjuncting the sun, that could definitely, cause things to like stir up, right? But the card where the placement is like lesson learned, you may actually be learning that this week. So there's going to be something, Aries, that you may finally release control about, and that's going to allow you to be more in the present, and that may activate your creativity, right? Vanessa coming in on Facebook, welcome. All right. So outcome for Aries, we have in the flow, everything is smooth sailing. So you do get in the flow. So it looks like at the beginning of the week, there's this energy of finding balance and being able to move forward in a smooth way. And it does seem like it's about letting go of something so that you can get in the flow, right? You can surrender and come into alignment. Sherry says, oh, lessons. Every day, all day. All right, let's look at creativity. All right, so tonight, because, I have my little video, guys, I've moved is what's happened, right? And I just don't feel comfortable. I don't have a place where I can have the cards, on screen. I'm also working, right, my summer job. So I'm not really, my nails are muddy and dirty and all that stuff, right? It's just easier to do the videos, I think, when I'm doing my summer job. And then that way I can pull up to the lake, you know what I mean? Like if I want to. But I always have to worry about what tarot cards I'm using, right? Because if we have videos and it's like, and we're on 4 different platforms, Miss Owl, welcome. But when we're on 4 different platforms, it's this, you have to, everybody has rules, right? And every platform has different things. And so it's like, I always have to worry about which cards I'm using. And what's nice about, just having the video I made playing in the background is I can use whatever tarot cards I want. So I'm going to use Midnight Magic. Midnight Magic is those mushroom tarot cards that Diana gifted me. All right, so we have Page of Pentacles coming out. We have 7 of Cups. And we have King of Swords. All right, so I see the cards, but I'm also picking up your energy, Aries. I'm getting okay, I feel like I'm getting some spankings right now too, but I'm getting a little bit of victim consciousness here. With the creativity card being your energy of the week coming out of the healing shamanic oracle, I get this energy that you feel like something's not equal, something's not balanced, something's not flowing easily enough for you. But the reason that it's not is going to be because you're trying to control something, some type of outcome to something, or maybe how things are flowing, right? It could definitely be something like that. But Page of Pentacles, it tells me that it's something new. It's something new you're trying to kick off, you're trying to start. Something like we're new. Here's an example. We're new at live streaming over on TikTok, right? And we're still trying to like learn the rules and figure things out, and we keep getting like the community guidelines strike over a video that I created. You know what I mean? So it could be some energies like that where you feel like something's just not fair, it's not working in your favor, something. All right, we also have the 7 of Cups. So when you see 7 of Cups in tarot, it's all about confusion. It's all about not being able to see things clearly, right? And if you look at regular Rider Waite, those cards that everybody knows, right? The 7 of Cups are in the clouds, and there's something different in all the cups. Like there's, there could be, I don't know, a fire-breathing dragon in one, and then there could be like gold jewels in another one, right? But the cups are always like covered with clouds. So the point of 7 of Cups is that you have these options, but you just don't see them clearly. And that would really make sense, especially, right now we're live streaming, it's June 18th. And it's, I just got done telling you that Jupiter and Neptune are squared, right? And a square means, in astrology, a square means that it's a challenge. It's making it more difficult, right? So it's like it's making it more difficult for you, Aries, to be able to see something clearly. And then we have King of Swords. King of Swords can be about authenticity. It could be about, speaking your truth, of course. But here's the energy that I'm getting for this Aries energy, King of Swords. You're not sure when to speak up and when not to, right? I think it's interesting that people have this weird belief that if you're spiritual, then you're like, I don't know, holier than thou, or like you have some type of like, you can't, um, be negative, or you can't, it's always got to be like love and light. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like that's definitely a strong misconception. And with Aries, I'm a Cancer rising, so I have a lot going on here right now. But with Aries, um, and this new moon in Cancer, it's definitely kind of giving us a little bit. Aries is already an in your face sign, but it's almost kind of giving us a little bit of a go ahead, I guess, right? Because we're at this point in our spiritual awakening where we're realizing that, one, it's not always just all love and light, right? There's definitely some shadows, and they're definitely coming to the surface, right, to be healed. And I do feel that there's times where we don't know when to stand up for ourselves and when not. And I feel like for me, in my journey, in my shadow work journey, I feel like Spirit has shown me that a lot of times, if we feel weird standing up for ourselves or speaking out for ourselves. But I think what helps me like be able to do this in a, I don't know, and have less guilt, I guess, is understanding the protection part, right? Does that make sense? So it's really important that we protect our energies. We're doing something while we're having this spiritual awakening, whether we're conscious to it or not. And so it's like there's this need to always be protecting our energy. So if you feel like you're struggling to be able to tell your story, tell your truth, stand up for yourself, in that type of way, then understand that definitely could be this Neptune and Jupiter square. And this is happening for a reason. It's happening for a purpose, right? And there's going to be something where you're going to be called to be in the present moment and speak your truth. All right, let's look at that joy and delight that was in your challenge or obstacle. We have a lot of Aries moon followers for PLR. Some Aries rising, but mostly Aries moon. All right, joy and delight, we have the Five of Wands coming out. So Five of Wands does say that something is challenging right now, but it also, another thing that I feel like we don't ever really point out is that it's also a card of preparation. It's also a card of training. It's a card that says, yes, you're experiencing some battles and some uphill battles, right? But it's something that you've, one, have a lot of time invested in. It's something you're passionate about, and it's something you've prepared for, like you've trained for the situation. So again, I felt like it's in your challenge or obstacle areas because you're either worried about something that's already happened or worried about something that may happen. For me, like if I use myself as an example again, remember I said that my sun is in Aries, my Mercury is in Aries, and my Mars is in Aries. So if you study astrology, right? For those of you that don't, your sun sign is your overall energy, of course. Your Mercury is how you communicate with people, and your Mars is how you fight. It's how you protect. It's your passion and your drive. And so, for all of that to be in Aries right now, and again, in the state of the world that we're in, where we don't know, like, are we going to war tomorrow or not? um, that energy can be very tense, right? I know it is for me. And it's not only just intense, but it's challenging for me to like go on in my everyday life and like do my everyday things. It's challenging for me to not have people in my everyday life that I can talk to about what is happening, right? Like I can talk to you guys, right? And I can talk to our moderators, and I can, connect with PLR collective, right? We all are aware of what's happening in the world because we're having this awakening, right? But there's people, and right? There's people around us. The news is not as, I guess, popular as it used to be, right? Like we don't have TV like we used to. Everybody streams to their television now, right? And so I feel like a lot of people are just less aware of what's happening. And I don't want to be like all scary, doomsday, whatever, because the whole point of spiritual awakening is your faith. Like, honest to goodness, that's it. And my faith is so strong now that I don't know. I don't know if you guys remember, like back in January and February when I was watching, like about, and I was learning about Gaza. Um, it shook my faith. You know what I mean? That shook my faith. I'm just a regular person out here having a spiritual awakening. I had no idea about Palestine or any of this, right? And so I have to go study and learn and figure out all this stuff. Like, why is Spirit showing me all these things? And it definitely shook my foundation. But from that point on, I've been working on that, right? And so my foundation, my faith has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's so weird because here we are, at this brink, at this pinnacle moment, and I'm calm. I'm as calm as can be. It's the weirdest thing, right? It's kind of like when COVID happened. Some of you guys may remember I went to this retreat, with my church. It was called Trace Diaz. It's this thing that the locals do here where I live. And I just went up there, and it's one of those, you can't, there's no smoking, there's no cigarettes, there's no phones, there's no nothing, it's just you and God up on this hill for 3 days. And it happened right before COVID. So I literally, like, I came out of Trace Diaz, the retreat, and COVID had happened, and it's like the masks were on, the 6 feet from everybody was on, everybody had to stay home, all that was, had happened while I was on this mountain. And you would think that, like, if you knew me, Rosa, like, if you knew me, you'd be like, oh my gosh, you're gonna freak out, right? But I didn't. I was super, super calm, right? So I find it interesting how Spirit always, like, fills my faith cup right when it's needed, right? All right, so Five of Wands, we have Eight of Swords, and the Strength card comes out. So Eight of Swords is a self-restriction. It's something you're doing to yourself. And the Strength card says that you're really going to have to, like, face the demons, right? You're going to have to face the things that you're scared of the most. For Aries, that energy has been coming up a lot, honestly. I feel like, because again, just because of all the astrology, I feel like I've talked to several of you that have strong Aries placements, and I was like, hey, the thing you're scared of, it's already here. Like, it's done. You're facing it right now. Like, you could be in denial about it, but you're still facing it. Like, it's happening. So it's like, there's no need to be scared of this thing that's coming, right? It's not coming anymore. You're actually dealing with it right now, right? The sun is still rising. So I just want to point that out. All right, so surrendering to the journey is what you're going to have to do. And it says you're going to have to release control. So you're going to have to release control of some type of outcome that you're wanting. Six of Pentacles comes out for Aries. The Hierophant comes out for Aries. And Five of Swords comes out for Aries. Okay, so for me, I can understand what the message is here from Spirit. It's pretty clear. I'm supposed to be sharing my spiritual awakening. Like, that's what I do out here with PLR. I'm literally just telling you what happens to me, what I learned, what I'm experiencing. A lot of times that's collective energies, right? But at no time do I ever come out here and tell you, like, hey, it's my way or no way, or my way is the only way that works, or I know everything and you should only listen to me. None of that nonsense, right? None of that. Um, it's not my job to make anyone understand, right? It's literally just my job to align to my spiritual awakening, to my purpose, and then show people by example, by how I live, by how I, experience life, right? For some Aries out there, and this could have, the Hierophant could have something to do with a spouse as well. um, you could be trying to control a situation in a relationship. You could be trying to control a situation, um, and how something is fair or balanced, right? I feel like there could be an Aries out there that it's like one of those, my relationship is 50-50, right? That's not the case. And I know I say stuff like this is the way it is, but I say it because that's the way it is for me. It doesn't mean that it has to be that way for you. But for me, Rosa, there's no such thing as a 50-50 relationship. It's 100-100, right? Like, I don't want somebody that's only giving me half of themselves, right? And I don't want to only tell someone, like, hey, I'm going to be in a relationship with you, but you only get 50% of me, right? Like, that's not how it is. It's definitely 100-100. So I think there is this, Five of Swords, like Aries, you could be having some disagreements, some arguments. Again, this could be about a relationship with like a spouse, someone you have a spiritual contract with. But you're needing to release control in that Six of Pentacles. You're needing to release control in that energy that something has to be balanced or something has to be fair or what you believe to be fair, right? All right, in the flow. In the flow says you do, Aries. This is the longest Aries reading ever, right? All right, so in the flow says that everything is smooth sailing and you release control. So let's see. We have Nine of Swords coming out. So that's that anxiety card. We have Page of Swords coming out. Ooh, and we also have the Tower with the Page of Wands that wanted to come out. I do see the Devil card on the bottom. Devil card is Capricorn energy. It could be karmic energy, but I think it's more about something that is challenging. It's like you reach the top of the mountain type of energy here. All right, so with the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, it's like you're trying to hold something back. You're not wanting to say something. Again, it's like you're not wanting to speak up at certain times. We picked up that energy at the very beginning with your energy of the week, right? Page of Wands is baby steps. Baby steps. Like you don't have to do things in these leaps and bounds. Like again, like you don't have to know everything right away. Like, and that's another thing. This is a message that I heard a lot this week. There's so many people out here that are having spiritual awakening, but they are scared to share their story or their testimony or like what happened to them or what they're experiencing or what they're learning because they feel like, oh well, I'm not healed. I'm not done. I'm not finished. I haven't ascended. I'm not, all those things. Like that's something Spirit's been showing me this week as well. And that could be the thing, Aries, that you're going to have to let go of, right? Um, we help, like we're drawn to people and we help people and we align with people that are at our frequency. I feel like this could be like a whole science show about energy and I don't want to make it that. But that's as simple as I could break that down. And so you're going to align and with people that are at a certain energetic frequency because they're going through the same type of journey, the same type of awakening. They're in the same collective. They're experiencing the same soul lessons. You see what I'm trying to say? That type of thing. So Aries, don't be scared to share your story and don't be scared to tell people what's really happening. I think that's the main point that I'm getting with this reading. All right, so now I'm going to use Power of Love for guidance for Aries. So we've seen the Strength card, that's Leo energy. We've seen the Hierophant, that's Taurus energy. We've seen the Tower, that's Aries energy. It could also be Scorpio as well. All right, we have acceptance. You are ready to release control. Oh my gosh, that's not going to be a coincidence, right, Aries? You're ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. That's that in the flow energy. Harmony is on the bottom. It says you're able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. I think you're trying to force balance, Aries, and it's like there's something you're not seeing clearly. That definitely could be that Neptune and Jupiter square causing that confusion. This could be the week where it's like you finally release something and the fog clears. All right, so now I'm going to use Moonology Oracle to close it out. Guys, the Moonology Oracle is over in my TikTok shop. So if you're watching on TikTok and you ever wanted to check them out, you can click on my little showcase and they're right there. It should be at the top. I know, right? I'm so excited. Anyway, we have South Node, Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back. And prosperity lies ahead. It's new moon in Taurus. I did see that Taurus energy, Aries. So you could be dealing with a Taurus. Or if you're not dealing with anyone and you're like, nope, Rosa, this is all about me. Then I would say go look on your chart. Where is Taurus for you on your birth chart, right? What do you need to release? Again, on the bottom of the deck. All right, Aries, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Guys, if it was, please make sure to hit that like button for me. I feel like everybody's been stingy with the like button. I love y'all, but it definitely helps with our very slow but steady organic growth, right? All right, let's keep going. So next I'm going to read for Leo. And I will say that because that is the biggest energy on my chart, Aries tends to be the biggest reading, and the rest of these may go a lot quicker. Hopefully, right? Okay. I'm just going to check on everybody really quickly. Sandra helping me over on TikTok. I love you so much. Thank you. Everything looks like it's working well. I love it. I love it when a live stream goes smooth. All right. Leo is next. I have the house to myself, so I have my bedroom door open. It's so funny because my son has two dogs. He has this one beautiful dog. He's a bull mastiff. Catherine, welcome. Um, he's a golden colored, tannish color, the head the size of a horse. Um, and then he also has um like I don't know, I think Presley is he looks like a chocolate lab kind of type of dog. But they listen to me, right? They sit at their door and listen to me doing the readings. I know they're wondering, like, who is she talking to? Catherine is a Virgo. And my North Node is in Virgo. All right, let's get to Leo. And let's timestamp. Let's do 3209. All right, Leo, this is going to be for the week of June 22nd through the 28th. I'm going to start out with a shamanic healing oracle. And I'm looking at your energy of the week. Guys, Leo is my second house. Second house is assets. So this is all about my things. They do. I'm telling you, Diana. They're like, who is she talking? Is she talking to us? All right, Leo, here we go. First card out is Perception. Again, number 9. It's so weird. I waited to timestamp, but I knew that 9 was going to be significant. So Perception has the yin yang sign on it as well, symbol on it as well, in this particular oracle set. Number 12, Truth, shows an eagle, and that's going to be on the bottom for Leo. So your perception on some type of truth, or maybe the eagle gives me this energy of freedom. So maybe like the perception of your freedom changes this week. All right, Leo, let's see. Let's start with challenge or obstacle. And for this part, I'm using the Sacred Traveler. All right, Rainbow Blessings comes out. Blessings are showering your life. And again, it's in your challenges or obstacle. So it has that entryway, the doorway in this picture, and it shows like the rainbow on the other side. So anytime I see any type of like doorway or entryway, I always get this energy, especially if it's falling in your challenges or obstacles, Leo, that something is blocking your doorway, right? Like something is not letting you reach that rainbow, those blessings. All right, let's look at lesson learned. We have valiant courage. Again, this happened for Aries. Again, normally this card is like something you've already learned, something you've already done, but I do feel that this Cancer new moon is all 12 signs is probably going to be this way. Spirit tells me that's not true. I shouldn't jump the gun. But valiant courage for Leo. Take action with passion. This is something that you're going to do this week. You're going to have to get really courageous and remove that thing that's blocking the doorway, right? All right, the outcome comes out quickly, answering the call. The time is now. It's interesting, this card, every time I see it, I always feel like I get this Egyptian vibe from this card. And there's this energy of like answering your purpose, following your purpose, getting into alignment. But a lot of times, Leo, I actually hear a phone. I actually hear like an old phone ringing, like not like our phones now that sing songs to us, but like an old phone that had like that old ring ring, you know what I'm talking about? So all of this could have something to do with some type of phone call. Like maybe you're waiting for some phone call to come in. And it could have something to do with this perception of the yin yang symbol, right? The masculine, the feminine, the light, the dark. But before this call can come in, you have to remove whatever is blocking this doorway, right? Does that make sense? All right, wandering path is on the bottom. It says enjoy the journey. So whenever I see that card, wandering path, it shows this fox and he's looking at this map with this like magnifying glass. And whenever I see it, it's like you're trying to plan out your next steps or your path or your journey or you know what it reminds me of, like someone who's taken a vacation but they make an itinerary, right? Like at 9 o'clock we're going to do this, at 10 o'clock we're going to do this, at 10:15 we're doing this. Like nobody wants to take that type of vacation, right? You can't enjoy the journey if you're trying to plan and plot everything out, right? So here's something that I'm kind of picking up that came out for Aries as well and could come out throughout the night is this energy of going with the flow, being able to go with what's happening in the current moment and not being worried about what's already happened and not being scared of what's going to happen. Does that make sense? It's kind of giving this very strong collective vibe. All right, let me pull some tarot. And let's start with the perception card for Leo. We have Knight of Wands coming out, which is so interesting because it looks just like the Valiant Courage card. So you know how Knight of Wands, remember knights are messengers and they're always on the horses. And then of course Wands is, it's a wand. He's carrying this big stick, right? In the card in the Oracle, the Sacred Traveler, Valiant Courage shows a man on a horse holding this huge, it's a flagstaff, but a wand, right? So very much this energy of needing to take some type of passionate courage. In other words, it's something that you've been needing to do. You've known you needed to do it, but you're hesitant for some reason. It's like you're sitting on your horse, but you're not moving. You're not taking any movement. Four of Wands is on the bottom. That could be what it's about. Four of Wands is firm foundation, four corners, financial security. All right. Jenna says, I've been talking to my travel buddy about going on a cruise. Ooh, I love it. And you're so brave. A cruise ship. I don't know. Cruise, the ocean is just not for me. The ocean, before spiritual awakening, I used to think that I was scared of the sharks in the ocean. After spiritual awakening, I'm like, oh, okay, there's a lot more going on down there. All right. But that's just my chicken butt, just saying. All right, rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. So the magician comes out. This is about turning the tables, but the magician is manifestation. It is about as above, so below, as within, so without, that type of thing. I don't think that you're unbalanced, Leo. Your insides are matching outside, as above is coming down to here to where you're at. You're probably manifesting, maybe not as quickly as you would like to. And again, that's going to have something to do with your courage to be able to go forward passionately and quickly. And again, remove whatever is blocking your doorway. The magician could also be a manipulator. There could be something that's manipulating you, that's keeping you from receiving your blessings as well. All right, valiant courage, take action with passion. That's what Spirit says to do. She says the cruise we're hoping to do is going to the Bahamas. I love that. Oh my gosh, beautiful. All right, so the moon card comes out. Look at all the major arcana is coming out for Leo. So the moon definitely pointing to the Cancer new moon, right? Because that's the week that we're looking at. It's the energy that we're tapping into. But the moon, again, fear. So it's super simple, Leo. It's like you're fearing removing some type of manipulation in your life. And I feel like at this point, whatever this is, you know that this manipulation is blocking your blessings. All right, answering the call, the time is now. We have the Seven of Pentacles coming out. Seven of Pentacles is that card that says to be patient, but it's also a card that says, okay, so when you're looking at Seven of Pentacles, and let's use Rider Waite for an example, the pinnacles are kind of scattered all around the floor, and the person's looking down at the pinnacles like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with this? But the interesting part is that Seven of Pentacles says you're almost there, right? Let's think about Eight of Pentacles for a moment. Eight of Pentacles is the card that literally means you're almost there. And it shows the person like focused on one pentacle and the rest of the pentacles are kind of like lined up towards the top of the card. And, 10 of Pentacles, of course, is your goal, right? You're trying to get to 10. So 8 is you're almost there. So Seven of Pentacles is you're almost there. So you have all the pentacles, they're scattered all on the ground, but they're not lined up like that Eight of Pentacles is, right? So it's saying that this is the time that you need to take everything you've done, everything you've learned, everything you've created, everything you've put together, everything you've been working on, and you need to start organizing that energy, right? Because again, you're almost there. All right, let's pull Power of Love activation. And it's going to have something to do with that answering the call, Leo. We have tolerance coming out. You appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. And we also have expression. You're ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. All right, now I'm going to pull Moonology and we'll close it out for Leo. If I'm talking to a Leo and you're like, Rosa, there's no one manipulating me and there's no one blocking my doorway, there's no one stopping me from manifesting what it is that I want other than my own fear, right? Then the Magician card is saying you need to turn the tables, right? You need to flip that fear over. Remember that the moon, the reason the card represents fear all the time is going to be because the moon illuminates, right? Think about like the dark moon. Everybody's scared of the dark moon. It's dark. um, but think about it. Like the closer you get to the moon, the more it illuminates. The closer you get to the things that you fear, that you think you're scared of, the closer you get to them, the more you confront them, the more you're like, oh my gosh, this isn't even as scary as I thought it was going to be, right? That's me getting on that cruise ship, apparently. All right, so here we go, Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. It's full moon in Leo, first major arcana to come out. Oh, and step out of your comfort zone. It's the North Node. I love that. Guys, if you're ever wondering what it is you're supposed to be leaving behind or mastering in this lifetime, it's going to be South Node. On your chart. And if you're ever wondering like what it is that you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime, it's going to be your North Node on your chart. And I promise you, your South Node will be something you're super comfortable with. You've been doing it your whole life. You would rather do that than anything else. And your North Node is going to be something that you're super scared of. And you're like, no, I don't think I can do that. But as soon as you face it, you burst through, right? All right, Leo, I'm leaving that right there. I hope that was helpful. Again, guys, if the message pulled at your heartstrings, please make sure to tap that like button for me. Like, comment, share. I know what we do over here is a little different, but I do feel like the world is awakening and people are getting less and less scared, right? So that's kind of nice. All right, so we have Sagittarius next. Where is Sagittarius for you guys? For me, I have my moon in Sagittarius. I used to actually think that I had a Capricorn moon. Do you guys remember that? When I very first, started astrology and learning about birth charts and whatnot, I didn't have my birth time. So, and you know how people say, like, you can do your chart without your birth time? You can, you really can. But it just seems very general, you know what I mean? And when you can put your birth time in, it definitely is more, I don't know, like detailed and specific. And um, my moon was on the cusp, so I kind of knew that something, if I put a time in, something may change with that, and it did. It went from right there at the beginning of Capricorn to um, at the end of Sagittarius. So yeah, another 29-degree placement. Um, but when it happens like that, guys, when you have placements that are in the cusp, like right next, in between two signs, or even in those first degrees or last degrees, you're definitely going to experience the energies from both, right? All right, Sagittarius is next. Genesis, I have Neptune in Sag. Me too. Me too. Right next to my moon. All right. That's how come I'm always trying to figure out how I feel about something. All right. Let's timestamp. Let's do let's do even 46 for Sagittarius. Okay, again, this is June 22nd through the 28th. So again, Cancer new moon is very prominent for sure. Of course, Jupiter and the Sun conjunction in Cancer is definitely making this new moon much more powerful, stronger. That just means that those energies are going to be stronger. So Cancer is about nurturing, healing, self-care. It's the mother energy, so your home, your family. All right, and then new moon is new energy, right? So that's what's happening. New things, new intentions. So let's see, Sagittarius energy of the week. 2 cards come out. Past, present, and future, and integration. So past, present, and future is number 4. Integration is number 33. Guys, 33 is my favorite number. So you are in this energy of like placing the things you've learned in your spiritual journey into your physical world. Does that make sense? All right, ancient wisdom number 34. How interesting is on the bottom. All right, Sagittarius. Let's do challenge or obstacle. So this is the week that you're integrating. And with past, present, future also coming out, it's like it's giving me, like, again, the 4 corners. It's number 4, so again, it's like solid foundation. All right, we have traveling lightly, simplify your life coming out. That's your challenge or obstacle. I will say the Cancer new moon is also very focused on decluttering, removing any type of waste or excess um, that's not abundant. It's not being used. It's taking up space. That could be anything: people, places, things, ideas. All right, let's look at lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. We have Wondrous Universe, Walk in Beauty. It's the card that shows the wizard, and you see like the astrology, the galaxy behind him. So the astrology could be what helps you make things simpler, right? Or declutter. Oh, Miss L, we'll have to make sure to get you your chart. All right. Let's do outcome. We have vast vistas, expand your horizons, and it's definitely the card where he's coming outside of the box. So it's like this energy of thinking outside of the box. Finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source is on the bottom. All right, Sagittarius, let's clarify. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information. The picture I'm getting in my mind is this energy, Sagittarius, of someone or something. It's like someone who's taken care of a lot of things. Remember I said that my moon sign is in Sagittarius. Um, I'm going to use myself as an example here. I've always had this feeling like I had to fix everything or I had to take care of everyone. I've always like put myself on the back burner. I did have 3 children, so there was a time where that was, necessary. When you're a mom, I mean, I understand that you have to replenish your cup, but you also have to take care of your kids, right? Like it's just the way it is, right? It's definitely different when they're grown and you have time to pour into yourself and all that type of stuff. Um, but and it could have been too because I was like the oldest, I wasn't the oldest, but I was the oldest child in the home, you know what I mean? So a lot of that type of energy, like it's like I'm in charge. It's my responsibility. I have to do it, right? Does that make sense? And something I'm learning right now is that I don't. Um, I'm actually not in charge. It's not my responsibility. I don't have to fix it. I mean, there's more, but this is something that, like, literally just in the last couple of weeks, in the last couple of months, um, I've really been taking in, and now I'm integrating, right? Which is again challenging. My Aries energy is go, 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 do all the things, and my spiritual awakening is like, no, sit and be with it, child. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. My Aries energy struggles when it's like the sit and be with it energy, right? So I do get this feeling like I'm talking to Sagittarius who's been doing so much for everyone else, but you've been learning, um, how to heal, the integration card shows a snake. So, like, how to shed old skin, how to spot the snakes, right? The energy, vampires, that type of thing. But there's going to be something that's going to be a challenge for you to simplify your life that you're going to need to let go of. All right, so Knight of Swords comes out. That's big confirmation because that's my clue card for a breakup. And I'm not saying that you're going through a breakup, but you're going to have to get the courage again, because remember, Knights are messengers. They have to have courage to deliver the message. So it's like you have to get this courage to make things clear to someone, because the sword is clarity, it's thoughts, communication. And I'm hearing the word injustice as well. And swords do represent injustice. So it's very possible that um, there some type of injustice is either happening currently or has happened. And you're going to need to take the courage to express that in some way. All right, let's look at it. Simplify your life, traveling lightly. I got this energy of declutter. Just remove it. Just remove it. I made this shorts that took off, did pretty well, over on TikTok and my YouTube channel. But it shows this muscular man. It looks like it's like a self-defense class or something. You know how they go in and they like do the thing, the step or whatever to show you how to do it in case you're in the situation, right? It's one of those. And the message, was, people say that I can't remove people from my life. And then it says me at the bottom and shows the guy, making the move. And he's like, karate chopping, flipping this guy right out of his life, right? But it gives me this energy like there's something that you need to just remove it, cut it off. All right, Wheel of Fortune comes out. That is your energy. That's Sagittarius energy. That's Jupiter energy. And Jupiter does rule Sagittarius. And Jupiter is making a huge impact this week. So it's almost like the challenge or obstacle for Sagittarius is going to be that new moon energy where you have to put yourself first, where you have to replenish yourself, where you have to protect yourself, your loved ones, your family, that type of energy. All right, Wondrous Universe's lesson learned. So it tells me that the astrology, the galaxy, the universe helps, right? Amanda, welcome. Ten of Cups comes out. Ten of Cups is happy home, happy family. So focus on your home life, Sagittarius. That's going to be key with the Cancer new moon. Expand your horizons, think outside the box. The star comes out. That's Aquarius energy. That's bright hope for the future, which is pretty interesting because you got the past, present, future card at the very beginning, right? Seven of Cups again on the bottom. So again, I get this theme that the Neptune, right? It's going to be the Neptune square that's causing us to have this confusion. Like we could be experiencing some fear, again, state of the world, the collective anxiety, right? And I think right now the focus just needs to be on our home, right? Our children, our families, our parents, our spouses, that type of energy. All right, let's pull Power of Love activation. Break free from anything that is siphoning your energy so that you can have a clean slate. I feel like this week it's very possible some type of expansion comes in for Sagittarius. That expand your horizons card at the end with the star is like some type of big, I don't want to say a surprise. I almost feel like you see it coming, but it's like the thing you've been waiting for, but it's not going to happen until, again, simplify your life. Again, that's going to be the theme for all three fire signs, right? That was Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? Something's blocking the doorway. You need to remove it, break ties, cut ties, that type of thing. All right, commitment comes out. You dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. Loyalty also comes out. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. Moonology. Make sure, Sagittarius, that you're loyal and committed to the right people, the right places, and the right things. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse comes out and you're very close to achieving your goal. That's what I'm sensing, Sagittarius. You're very close to something. This could be the week that it kind of just all pops, right? All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. It's going to be all the fire signs, guys. So we're going to move on to the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Check on everybody and make sure everything's still okay. Amanda joining us on Facebook. Oh, Amanda, we're doing all 12 signs tonight. All 12 signs. And guys, I will be back Friday night. Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross reading. So I may offer some free readings Friday night. All right, let's jump in with Cancer. Let's timestamp. Let's do 5818 And Cancer, this is for June 22nd through the 28th. So the 8s are sticking out to me. 8 is infinity. It's also abundance. All right, let's get energy of the week for Cancer. Guys, I'm a Cancer rising. So Cancer is my first house. Where is Cancer for you? Energy of the week, we have slow but steady. It's number 3. It's my favorite. Number 35, inner journey, is on the bottom. I'm liking these vibes, Cancer. Slow and steady has been my whole spiritual awakening. PLR, right? Slow and steady. All right, challenge or obstacle comes out. Finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Lesson learned, discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. An outcome for Cancer, great adventure. Take a risk and venture forward. Grounding is on the bottom. Go deep and explore your roots. I do feel like you're going to be traveling, Cancer, going somewhere. Could be starting some type of adventure. The water is sticking out to me on the take a risk, venture forward. Me and Jenna were just talking about that cruise. Let's look and see. Why is slow and steady your energy of the week? I think I'm going to stick with Midnight Magic Tarot. I have 6 of Pentacles. Balance. That's why you have to be slow and steady, so you can maintain the balance. And the balance could be in anything. But what I'm getting is that it has to do with your physical and spiritual. All right, so finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. The moon comes out. So it's a what's the word I'm trying to think of here? It's showing you something that's not real. An illusion. It's an illusion. I'm getting the message pretty quickly. All right, so you have to go slow and steady this week, June 22nd through the 28th. And you've probably been going slow and steady for something, whatever this is about, for quite some time. And you're ready. You want to go now. I do get this energy like something could be getting ready to like pop off, right? I felt that. I feel like with all the readings. But there's like this confusion. That Neptune square is like making it so you can't see it. You can't see it, but it's right there. It's like right on the other side of this fog. But Cancer, the message I'm getting is that you're too much in the physical. So let's again use me as an example. Let's say you're trying to manifest something, but you don't see it in your physical reality. So you say things like, well, it's never coming, or it's not going to happen. Maybe it wasn't meant for me, right? And then it takes longer. You draw more of maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe it's not meant for me, right? But think of those people that walk around. My son did this just the other day. Perfect example. Ready? I don't want to tell you like what it was about, but so he had this situation happen, and he could have had one or two outcomes. Like he could have had an outcome where a bill, like something got paid and there was nothing left, or he could have had an outcome where something got paid and there was still some left, right? And he just started talking all Lulu. He's a Pisces, you guys. So he talks Lulu all the time. He's been that way his whole life. But so he just started, like, oh, there's going to be extra. They're going to give me this much. He even stated how much it was going to be. And the next day, what happened? Guess what? The thing got paid. There was extra, and he's getting this much. You know what I mean? So it's like, Cancer, there's something that you're looking at the physical and you're like, it's not here yet, so it's not going to happen. And that's not the case. That's not the case. And you could be making it like take longer because you're in that in that negativity. And I don't want to be like, oh, you can't manifest if you're negative, because that's BS. I can be pissed off and still manifest something, drop of a dime. Like, it doesn't matter. It's more about the alignment. It's more about the alignment, not necessarily how you're feeling in the moment, or whether you're being too positive or too negative, right? But you're aligning with what it is that you're saying. So when he starts being delulu and starts saying like, oh, it's going to be extra and they're going to give you this much extra, then that's what he's creating. That's what he's aligning to, right? And the other thing that's interesting is that I've been learning, is if you see something, if you have a vision for something, Cancer, like you see yourself doing something, manifesting, having going on some big adventure, right? But it hasn't happened yet. Here's something you should know. Your future self, it's already happened, right? It's already happened to your future self. That's how come you know to even think about it or expect it. Does that make sense? Think about it. If your future self never dealt with any of that energy or never saw any of whatever it is you're trying to manifest, you wouldn't be trying to manifest it. You wouldn't even be thinking about it. You'd be thinking about something else. So keep that in mind as well. The moon is an illusion. There's something that is blocking you from being able to see what is true. And opening to your spiritual source could definitely help you clear that blockage, right? All right. Discovering truth, you stand in the light of truth, Spirit says. We have Four of Pentacles coming out. So the fours, again, sticking out to me, but it's more about the firm foundation, building a strong faith. And Four of Pentacles says that you may have to let go of something. You could be holding on to some belief too tightly. Again, like, I don't see it in my present, so it must not happen. You may need to let that shit go. All right, great adventure, take a risk, venture forward. This is what happens. And we have Three of Wands. That's you taking action towards your future. I love that. Eight of Cups is on the bottom, so that's confirmation that you are going to have to let something go. It's more than likely a feeling that you have, right? A negative thought or belief system. All right, Cancer, let's pull out guidance from Power of Love activation. Guys, these were gifted to me by Miss L, joining us in the live on YouTube. All right, we have empathy coming out. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. And we also have unity. You understand that the love shared with another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. All right, Cancer. Moonology to close it out. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. We have two cards. Adjustments are required. It's the third quarter moon. And the adjustment is you need to open to your spiritual source so that you could build your foundation of faith, right? And then show the world the real you. It's full moon Aquarius. That's Spirit telling me to turn the camera on. All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope that was helpful. If it was, make sure to tap that like button for me. Guys, family just got home, so may hear some commotion. All right. Time for Scorpio. We have lots of Scorpios. Lots of Scorpios. Sherry says, love it. I hope it resonates. All right, here we go. Scorpio, let's timestamp 107. Let's wait for it. 108 even. All right, Scorpio, this is for the week of June 22nd through June 28th. I'm going to start out energy of the week with the Healing Shamanic Oracle. All right, Scorpio, we have stripping illusions coming out. Ooh, two cards. Stripping illusions, number 27, and 15, honoring your energy. On the bottom, we have feminine energy, number 17. This is giving me like Scorpio, tough Scorpio energy. Scorpio always has the covering of their intensity mask, right? It's like they're always trying to cover the darkness and only show their light. So this could have something to do with that, Scorpio. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle. We have narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Let's look at lesson learned for Scorpio. We have stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. Scorpio definitely has something going on. All right, and then outcome, we have reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. Fellow travelers, support is all around you on the bottom. Thank goodness. You may definitely need to tap into that supportive energy this week, Scorpio. So I do feel like you're going through something that is challenging. I don't know exactly what it is just yet. We'll pull some tarot and see if we can get a little bit more information. But the tread thoughtfully card is the card that shows that wooden bridge, that wooden rope bridge. And it definitely looks super scary. You know those bridges that you cross and like people jump on them and then it makes the bridge move? You know what I'm talking about? Something like that. And it definitely is something that looks challenging or scary, I guess. But stepping into power, you're strong beyond measure, shows like the wind trying to blow this person over, but he's marching forward anyway. So it's like you're pushing through something that is maybe scary or challenging. And your light is shining brightly. It tells me that you persevere, you get through to what it is that you're fearing at the moment. Again, it's giving me this vibe like there's this illusion, something, there's confusion, again that Neptune square, so it's like it's causing us to not be able to see something clearly. Maybe the path looks scarier because of something like that. Maybe the path looks longer because of this energy. All right, so stripping illusions is what's happening this week. We have Eight of Cups coming out. Eight of Cups is that card that says you are going to leave something in the past. You've done everything you need to do with that situation. All right, narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. We have Six of Cups coming out. Six of Cups, again, is about balance. Page of Pentacles comes out for you are strong enough, and the Hierophant comes out for reaching your destination. The Hierophant is spirit, Taurus energy, and could have something to do with a spouse. The Sun is on the bottom. For some of you, this has something to do with a family situation. For some of you, this has something to do with some type of reunion, Six of Cups. Someone coming back into your environment that maybe walked away from you, Scorpio, or you walked away from. I think that's why you're having to tread thoughtfully. But something about this person causes you, I'm not, it's fear, but it's also cups energy, so it's emotional. It's interesting. It's almost like the Scorpio, I don't know, like doesn't want me to know is what it feels like. Page of Pentacles says that you're trying to start over. You're trying to build something new. You want to know how to build something new, Scorpio. You're strong beyond measure says that you figure it out, you push through, you persevere the thing that you're fearful of. And the Hierophant is the outcome. And it says reaching your destination, your light is shining brightly. I mean, that could definitely be spiritual. For some of you Scorpios, this could definitely be a spiritual connection. But for some of you Scorpios, this is very physical. This is a person. It could even be a Taurus. It could be someone that you have some type of contract with, some type of partnership with. And the fact that your light is shining brightly and you reach your destination, it's almost like you're mentoring this person, showing this person, enlightening, something like that, something spiritual. Maybe even giving them some type of clarity. All right, let's do guidance. And let's do power of love. The joy card comes out. You delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all that you do. The respect card comes out. You value everyone's unique perspective on the path to love. And the past card comes out. Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energy in order to transform your heart space. All right, Scorpio, here is the Moonology. It's time to take action. It's new moon in Aries, and the end of a tough cycle approaches its full moon in Capricorn. I think it's interesting the stripping illusions and Eight of Cups and Six of Cups coming out, because I do feel like for Scorpio there's some type of reunion energy. I feel like you thought something was finished, and it's not. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, moving right along. We have Pisces next. So let's timestamp. I can hear Carson playing. You guys hear him? He's got the cutest voice. All right. Pisces is going to be our last water sign, and then we'll move on to the earth signs. All right, let's do 11641 for Pisces. And this is going to be June 22nd through the 28th. Energy of the week for Pisces, 2 cards again. We have 12 and 13, truth and abundance. Some type of abundance comes in. The truth card is the eagle again, so it's giving me freedom again. And movement into balance is going to be on the bottom. All right, Pisces, let's see. Challenge or obstacle. Rejuvenating rain. Clear the past and heal the present. Lesson learned. To help you with the challenge or obstacle, we have grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. Ooh, and taking shelter. The answers are within also came out. And then outcome for Pisces, we have gates of triumph. Success expands in your life. And it is the outcome. It does show a gateway. So very possible that you've removed whatever was blocking your door, right, Pisces? All right, so let's look at it. What is the abundance that comes in, brings some type of freedom? It could be truth. There could be a lot of truth that comes in that brings freedom for Pisces. The strength card is here, Leo energy. It's like you face something that you were fearing. Rejuvenating rain, clear the past and heal the present. It tells me whatever it is you're facing is in from your past, right? Six of Pentacles comes out. Six of Pentacles is that energy of finding balance. Something was not fair, and it's like it's being made right again. Pisces, being in gratitude definitely helps, but I feel like the answers are within was the card, and Wheel of Fortune is here. So it's like you finally start to see something that was inside or within internal all along. It's like you shine a light on something. All right. And it also could say that things are starting to bend in your favor, especially if you've been waiting for someone to speak their truth. And then Gates of Triumph, success expands in your life is here. It's almost like you're walking through the gates. It's like you've removed whatever was blocking the doorway, and now you're going through on the other side. Four of Pentacles comes out. So Four of Pentacles tells me that you release something, you let something go. The Magician is on the bottom. That could be what you let go. That could be, Magician could be uh, it's Mercury energy. It could be Gemini. It could be Virgo. It could also just be like someone who was manipulative. It could also just be you. Like maybe you've decided to stop trying to manipulate a situation or an outcome and just let something come in the way it's supposed to, right? All right, let's pull. I just want to point out Strength card is Leo energy. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, Sagittarius. Sandra joining us over on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. All right, peacefulness comes out. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. So big confirmation there. And willingness comes out. You're able to compromise if the end result is love. And look at this. On the bottom of the deck, Pisces, gratitude. Remember I said the gratitude came out for lesson learned to help you with your challenge or obstacle as well. It says you fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. All right, Pisces, let's do Moonology to close it out. We have look at the bigger picture. It's full moon in Sagittarius, and the answers you need are coming. It's full moon in Gemini. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that reading was helpful. I'm going to clean up, guys, and we're going to move on to the earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Oh, Sandra said resonates. Was it Scorpio reading? I love it. All right. Is Amanda with you, or she's at her house? All right, so I'm going to start with Taurus for the earth signs. So let's timestamp. Let's do 121:40 for Taurus. And again, we're looking at June 22nd through the 28th. So we do have some big cosmic influences this week. Guys, we talked about those on Monday night if you're looking for that information. So let's pull energy of the week for Taurus, June 22nd through the 28th. We have psychic development. It's number 5. On the bottom, we have sacred space. It's number 21. All right. Let's look at challenge or obstacle. We have uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies a great bounty. Shows the dragon breathing fire into this treasure box. So it's definitely giving me this energy like having to face some type of dragon, something that you fear. Protected by angels. You are cherished by angels. Makes sense. It comes out in your lesson learned. Could be that this is the week you realize how protected you are. And then the outcome for Taurus, infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. Embrace enthusiasm, shout to the heavens with happiness is on the bottom. And I do get this energy like you actually are going to shout to the heavens with happiness. A lot of times when I see that card, I feel this sarcasticness, like it's, something that's challenging. We're not really shouting. I mean, we are, but maybe not with happiness. But for you, Taurus, whatever this is, it's like the challenging part has already happened. That's why uncovering treasure beneath the surface lies a great bounty is in your challenge or obstacle now. You may have thought you were going to lose something that you felt was some type of treasure for you, something that you cared for deeply, or you found it as something that was like a precious or a gem, right? And maybe you thought you were going to lose it, but I don't know. Psychic development is your energy of the week. So maybe you get to see the future, you get to see ahead and see that, that's not the case. Or maybe you just realize that you were protected this whole time, right? Protected by angels, you're cherished by angels. So it's like this was going to happen, or the abundance, the infinite abundance, whatever this is, was going to come your way regardless, right? That's one thing, is that it doesn't matter if something's meant to be yours, it can't pass you. It just can't. All right, let's look at psychic development. We have the Empress coming out. So this is divine feminine energy. It's definitely stepping into your power. All right, beneath the surface lies a great bounty. We have Knight of Wands. That's reckless energy. You've controlled something. You've learned how to control something that has to do with your recklessness. All right, you're protected by angels. You're cherished by angels. The sun comes out. That's definitely some type of huge like spotlight. You're in the spotlight, Taurus. That's why you're protected by angels. Most likely on this journey, right? When you're having this type of spiritual awakening, I don't think people realize like you're in this army, and you're like, whose army? Spirit's army, right? And so it's Spirit's will, it's God's will. Like that's why we're protected. That's why we experience so much protection in our lives, right? Knight of Pentacles comes out, infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. Knight of Pentacles says it's time to get to work. It says that you've done all the things to prepare, but now you actually have to do the work. Seven of Swords is on the bottom. Taurus, that definitely is this energy of leveling up. All right, let's pull guidance out for Taurus. Cause and effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. Spontaneity comes out as well. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. All right, Moonology Oracle to close it out for Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. It's full moon in Taurus. And a personal issue reaches a resolution. It's full moon in Cancer. Now remember, guys, it's new moon in Cancer on the 25th. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Guys, if it was, make sure to tap that like button for me. All right, cleaning up and moving on, we have Virgo next. It is. The party is is mostly always on YouTube. TikTok does pay a little better than YouTube, so I'm definitely hoping to grow my TikTok. All right, Virgo 127 11. 127:11 for Virgo. This is for June 22nd through the 28th. Cancer new moon is here. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. All right, let's get energy of the week for Virgo. There could be a throat chakra thing too, Virgo, like something you need to say, you need to get out, and you're holding it back. All right, so the Death card comes out. It's number 8. Something has ended or needs to come to an end, but it's the 8, so it's like something is on a loop. There's something, Virgo, that's on a loop. Emotional release is on the bottom. Something about death or something that needs to come to an end could be keeping you on an emotional loop. All right, challenge or obstacle. We have the miracles card. It came out in reverse. And none of these other cards are upside down. We did have one at the very beginning, but this one definitely came out in reverse. So expect wanderers to emerge. It shows the genie with the lamp. It does show the new moon on this card as well, but it's coming out in reverse, Virgo. So there's this energy of you're not believing in miracles. You're not expecting the wanderers to emerge. It's going to be because whatever this loop is, that needs to come to an end. All right, let's look at lesson learned. We have unknown territory. You're exactly where you need to be, but you don't like it. All right, so my Virgo, I have North Node Virgo. Okay. Um, it's my third house too, so it's like there's a lot of Virgo is like the over analytical energy. Third house is communication, the mind. So to say it's a challenging placement for me is an understatement. um, Here's what I know. Unknown territory, you're exactly where you need to be, tells me that you're in alignment. You're where your soul's journey requires you to be at this time to learn whatever it is that you're learning at this time. But because the death card came out so powerfully, and because miracles was upside down and reverse, and your challenges are obstacle, you don't like where you're at. You don't like where you're at. You may feel like there's not enough of something. And the Sacred Traveler Oracle, Unknown Territory, shows this man walking in nature. There's this line of trees. It's like he's going down this path. It's covered in snow. He can't see anything. You can't, if he was looking for food, if he was looking for resources, if he was looking for anything, he can't see nothing. Everything's covered in snow. So his faith, his intuition, all of that has to come into play now. He has to follow the guidance so it could take him to the resources that he needs, right? That's under lesson learned. So, Virgo, you're going through something challenging where you feel like your wishes aren't coming true, right? Miracles in reverse and your challenges are obstacle. But there's something about that needed to happen so you could find some type of closure. You could close this loop out. Maybe you're just used to there being a lot of people around or a lot of things around, a lot of something to help you deal with this loop that you've been stuck in. But it's like now you're going to have to face something on your own so that you can break this chain. You can break this cycle. You can get out of this, finally have some type of closure. All right, outcome, we have fogged in, go slow, take your time. Watching the clouds lie back, rest and relax is on the bottom. All right, Virgo. Let's look at it. Let's look at the death card. The Lovers comes out. Ooh. So for me, North Node, right? It's going to be choosing myself. The Lovers, we always want to make it like this fairy tale romance card, but it's actually not. It's not. That's Two Cups. Two Cups is fairy tale romance partnership, equal effort, soulmate, right? The Lovers is I choose to go heal me because something is broken within me and I don't feel whole. So I couldn't bring 100% to a relationship, right? So I'm going to choose to go heal me and take care of me and fill my cup and replenish myself so I'm at 100%. That's the Lovers. There's something that you're not replenishing or you're not allowing to be replenished, Virgo, it's almost giving me a little bit of this martyr energy as well. Like maybe something came to an end, maybe a relationship, maybe just something that you poured into a lot. And it's like you're stuck in that cycle. You're stuck in that loop. The Emperor comes out for miracles, expect the wondrous to emerge. So you could feel like you don't have control of something. Three of Pentacles comes out for unknown territory. You're exactly where you need to be. Um, you're having to do something on your own. Someone's missing. Three of Pentacles is actually teamwork. It's we work together, we do it together. But again, the unknown territory where the person's like out there by themselves, you know what I mean, is is in your lesson learned. I do feel like that is what's happening this week. So this week, Virgo, you feel like you're out of control or something's out of control in your life and you don't have control over it. This week you may think that someone else or that you need someone else to be able to control something or balance something or finish something, and none of that is true. None of that's true. You're going to do it. You're going to do it on your own, and you're going to go slow and take your time. Remember, that was the outcome. The Hierophant comes out. The Hierophant says you're going to go slow, take your time, and Spirit's going to help you, right? That's the only one you need. Three of Cups is on the bottom. It does say there's too many people involved, too many people telling you what to do, too many thoughts, too many opinions, too many voices. You need to remove all of that. You need to clear the mind, calm the mind, and you need to listen to Spirit only. All right. Power of love for Virgo. The Lovers is Gemini. Emperor is Aries. The Hierophant is Taurus. If you're not dealing with people that have those placements in major sun, moon, or rising, then I would say look on your own chart. Where are those houses for you? Action. You have the courage to express the unique loving colors of your soul. Self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. That's it, Virgo. All right, Moonology to close it out for Virgo. A new start is coming. It's the new moon. And I just want to point out, this is the Cancer new moon. So this is the moon where you self-care, nurture, heal, take care of yourself, where you focus on your immediate family. You know what I mean? Like your kids, your spouse, your father, mother, sisters, brothers. This is this energy. All right, balance, spirituality, and practicality also comes out full moon in Pisces, and luck is on your side. It's new moon in Sagittarius on the bottom. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up, and we have Capricorn next. Capricorn is my seventh house. Seventh house is relationships. So this is always one of the more funner readings. TikTok is getting another 90-day extension. That's nice. I wish they'd figure it out. What's crazy is we didn't live stream over there for almost a month, and I didn't miss a paycheck. Like I kept getting paid. They kept sending incentive pay. And TikTok definitely is the better paying platform. And now we have the TikTok shop, so that's cool. If I wake up in the morning and I go check my TikTok shop, and it shows me like what got purchased, how much I made on it. Of course, it's still small, but guys, I'm at like 9 streams of income, so I'm just saying it's starting to add up. Divine timing, Capricorn, I love it. All right, here we go. It's time stamped Capricorn, and let's do 13628 because I seen it. All right, so this is for June 22nd through the 28th. I'm going to start out Shamanic Healing Oracle first. And I'm looking for the energy of the week for Capricorn. We have divine timing. No way. It's number 30. On the bottom, we have 26 duality. I love it. Divine timing's presence is strong. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle for Capricorn. Crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. View from above, get the big picture. Is your lesson learned to help you with your challenge or obstacle? And the outcome is passion and pleasure, savor your life. The savor your life is Diana's camping card. So one time Diana was going camping and I pulled out this card for her, passion or pleasure, savor your life. And it shows these people around a campfire. There's like a little tent, like a little camper, family. They're playing music. They have somebody's like has the tambourine. Someone else is playing it looks like a violin. And it is this energy of um, being around family, friends, and nurturing that energy, right? Ascending the mountain, keep going forward is on the bottom. All right, so let's pull a little tarot. Divine timing coming out strong right out the gate. As soon as she said she was a Capricorn. All right, let's see what's divine timing for Capricorn. We have 6 of Cups. That's reunion all day, every day. So someone from your past. And I feel like that energy is going to be coming up a lot, guys. We have Mercury retrograde coming. July's, I know, I know that the astrology right now is intense, and the state of the world is reflecting that intensity, right? Here's what I'm going to say. Ready? July's, like I've been prepping for our, transit for July live stream. Um, I'm only like probably, I think I'm probably about midway through July. Because I've made it to the Mercury retrograde, but which is on the 17th. July's month of astrology is even more intense. More. And Uranus is making some big, big moves in July. And remember, Uranus is the planet of shock and awe. It's the planet of destruction. It's the planet of um, and not just any destruction. It's complete. I don't know how to express that. But as we move towards those dates, the 6 of Cups energy is going to get louder and louder, because what's happening is like I don't want to come out here and be like, oh, we're at the end of time. I don't know that. I'm not God, right? Like I'm not gonna sit there and predict that kind of stuff, right? But what's happening is because the intensity is building and people are having mass awakening, um, karma is being cleared, right? Conscious is being cleared. And that's why people return from your past. So who are we reading for? Capricorn. Great. I was just talking about how it's my 7th house relationships. So yeah, if you're a Capricorn, I mean, definitely look on your chart. Like, where is it for you? So clearly, my past relationships are going to be resurfacing for whatever reason, right? So where is it for you? Where house is it on your chart? 6 of Cups energy is strong. I know that we're looking at the end of June. A lot of us feel the energy is early. I do think that there's a reason for that. So someone could be receiving this um, Mercury retrograde energy, sooner than others. And it's going to be a lot of this 6 of Cups energy. It's going to be a lot of the people from your past coming to clear their conscious or clear their karma or balance the scales, whatever it is, right? All right. Crossing bridges, it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. The Eight of Swords comes out. So you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. It's not them that doesn't want to mend or heal or connect. Eight of Swords is definitely all you, every day, all day. So for me, if I'm looking at relationships, my seventh house, and spirit saying, hey, there's divine timing and there's some type of reunion period, something's happening, and then crossing bridges in my challenge or obstacle and I get Eight of Swords, then that tells me my walls are too high, right? And they are, y'all, they are. I'll give you an example. I went through my TikTok and I found this list of blocked people, blocked accounts. Um, I found it by accident. I didn't even know how it got there. And honestly, I don't know how everybody got on the blocked list. I do remember there was this one time when I first got monetized, where TikTok was taking me through to set up my monetization, and it said, like it was taking me through the settings, and it said something like, if your contacts, are on the list, right? Then your videos are being sent out to your contacts first, and if you're not getting any engagement, then it won't get sent out. And my contacts on my phone list is not my people, right? Like that's not who I'm trying to talk to or share my. I mean, I guess if they want to listen, whatever. But that's not who is like in the collective having this awakening with me, right? So as soon as I changed that setting, it started spinning my videos out a lot more, right? I started getting more traction. I started getting more engagement. There was another thing too where it said something like if you had followers that didn't engage, like things like sometimes these are channels that are like dead, like the person made the account, but they don't come back and check their account and they don't, like do stuff like that. It allowed me to put all these people on a blocked list. So that way it would improve my channel and my success, right? So I was going through there and I found the list of all the people, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like one of them was, a family member. Um, and then there was like, so there was other people on there, and this, that it popped up that I knew, and I was like, "Wow, I can't believe that they're on this list." And I thought, like, should I take them off the list, right? Like, should I open it back up and let them back in? You know what I'm saying? Like for and then the thought occurred to me, like, no, like they're on there for a reason. They're on there for a reason. So if you're blocked on TikTok, then you didn't engage and you weren't trying to help me, right? So that's why. Um, and that's honestly the only I never went through. I'm like, oh, I don't want this person, or I'm going to block this person. Nothing like that. That was all done by TikTok. Like that was all done by you know, their analytics that said, you weren't helping my channel. So I know that there's places where my walls are super high, and PLR is going to be one of them, right? Like it's my job to protect PLR. It's like my creation, I guess, from my spiritual awakening, right? And it's like that's the cost. Like that's what I have to do. Um, but then I also like let's talk about like Facebook. Like I also have a list on Facebook where it's like I have people blocked because they pissed me off or they got on my nerves or I got tired of seeing their posts or whatever you know feeling I was dealing with on that particular day. Um, that has to stop, right? Like we can't just block people because we don't want to hear what they have to say or because what they have to say disagrees with what we say, right? Like that's ridiculous. Can I protect myself, my peace, and what I've built? Well, absolutely. Absolutely I can. Um, but do I have to block out everything that I don't agree with or everybody that I don't agree with? Like no, right? So there's definitely something here, Capricorn, about it being a time for healing, connecting, and mending and releasing. And if you feel like that's challenging for you in your past relationships, or whatever this is for you, right? For me, it's my past relationships because Capricorn is seventh house relationships on my chart. Eight of Swords says it's a self restriction. It's something I'm doing to myself. No one's doing it to me. There's no one holding out going, nope, Rosa, I don't want to ask for forgiveness, or I don't want to offer forgiveness, or I don't want to mend, or I don't want to heal. It's just me. It's just me blocking something out and not wanting to deal with it. Does that make sense? All right, view from above, get the big picture is what happens. It's your lesson learned. Seven of Wands comes out. Again, Seven of Wands, big confirmation, because that's the card that talks about having healthy boundaries, enforcing healthy boundaries. But again, you want to make sure that those boundaries are healthy, right? Like you're protecting yourself, that's fine. But if you're just blocking something out because you don't like, like it's different, or it's, not what you want or not what you say, then that's not going to be, it's not going to be the step to take, right? All right, passion and pleasure, savor your life. Two of Swords comes out. So it's giving me this energy, Capricorn, like you have to choose. Something is taking a lot of your energy, a lot of your power. Maybe you need to forgive someone or release something, right? And it's like you're letting it take up too much of your space, too much of your time, too much of your energy. And you really need to choose. Like, do you want to keep allowing this thing to take up all this time and space and energy? Or do you just want to be present and savor the life that you have, right? All right, let's do power of love activation. Katie Tucker on YouTube, welcome. All right, we have humility. You've developed a loving awareness that you and everyone else are the same, but on different paths. And we also have transformation. You use the power of love to move through illusion and shift into awareness. Bottom of the deck, I have ownership, and I feel like this is going to be it right here. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike, and you learn to love them all as lessons. All right, Moonology Oracle to close it out. Emotions are running high, Capricorn. It's the supermoon. And have faith in your dreams. It's the waxing crescent moon. Your hard work is paying off. Look at that. New moon in Capricorn is on the bottom. All right, Capricorn, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly. And we're going to move on to the air signs. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. How's it going for everybody so far? Are the messages pulling at the heartstrings? Gemini is my 12th house. It's one of the more challenging readings that I do. 12th house is like your house of mystery, right? It's also the house of the thing that you fear the most. Star Lova, welcome. Divine Timing says Capricorn is my 9th house. 9th house is how we get to spirit. You'll hear a lot. I've heard people say that 9th house is the house of spirit, the spiritual house, the spiritual realm. Um, I disagree with that slightly. I feel the 12th house is the spiritual house, the house of spirituality. The 9th house is spiritual, but it's the path you take to get to the spiritual. Does that make sense? Because it's the higher learning. It's the spiritual awakening. You know what I mean? 9th house is that energy. So it's like that's the path you take to get to God. Divine Timing says resonates so much. I love it. I love it. All right, Gemini, here we go. Let's timestamp. Let's do 152.52 because I seen it. For Gemini, this is June 22nd through the 28th. We do have the Cancer new moon here. Card comes out super easy, all on its own. Number 38, it's the growth card. 35, inner journey is on the bottom. All right, I'm pulling out Sacred Traveler next. I'm going to look at the challenge or obstacle. So what's the challenge or obstacle with this growth? I'm seeing fall leaves on this card. So it could be about leaving something in the past or letting something fall away. Cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. That's in your challenge or obstacle. So cleansing from something, letting something fall away. Something's not serving you. Embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. That's going to be the gratitude. And outcome, we have wandering path. Enjoy the journey. Breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand is on the bottom. So wandering path, that's that card. We talked about it earlier where it's like you want to plan it out. You want to be like, oh, this is the path I take. I'm going to make a left, then I'm going to make a right, then I'm going to go this way, then I'm going to do that. And Spirit's saying no. Spirit's saying it's not that it's not up to you because you're a co-creator, of course, but it's almost like you're trying to take the co out of the creating, right? It's like you're trying to do something without spirit, and it's just not going to work that way. All right, let's pull a little tarot, see if we can get a little bit more information. All right, so the growth card, justice comes out. Libra energy, balance, balancing the scales. Again, a great injustice has been done. And it's like the scales, something's being made right again. Cleansing waters, purification activates vibrant life force. King of Swords comes out. So authenticity, speaking your truth. Or it's also very possible you have a liar. There's a liar in your midst. I mean, that definitely could be the situation. I feel like you're not able to cleanse or wash something away, like an energy away, because someone is not showing you their authenticity. It could also be, Gemini, that you're not speaking your truth, and that's why you're also not able to purify. All right, embracing enthusiasm is what you're going to do. Shout to the heavens with happiness. That's all about gratitude. Three of Wands comes out, big confirmation. So I said that you're a co-creator, right? You're a co-creator with God, the universe, spirit, again, whatever label you need to put there to be comfortable. I like to just call him God. So if I'm co-creating with God, then I can't be like, God, I want it to go this way. I want to make a left here. I want to make a right there. And I want this outcome. That's not how it works, right? So I feel like Three of Wands is that card that says you're working together. You respect each other's ideas, right? Three of Wands is taking steps towards your future, but I definitely saw like Three of Coins energy. Like, I respect you. I want to work with you. We want the same outcome. Three of Wands is the steps you're going to take, the action that you're going to take towards your future for a better future. So the shouting to the heavens with happiness is all about gratitude, embracing enthusiasm. Focus on what makes you happy. All right, wandering path, enjoy the journey. It's definitely giving that energy of going with the flow. Nine of Wands comes out. Nine of Wands is perseverance, and Judgment is on the bottom. Judgment is strong Scorpio energy, and it is about following your purpose. So I feel like I'm talking to a Gemini that something could have hindered your spiritual growth, your path towards your purpose. That would be the great injustice that was done. And this could be the week that's balanced out, either by speaking your truth or by confronting someone who is not being authentic with you, right? All right, power of love activation. Just want to point out justice is Libra energy, if I didn't say that earlier. The release card comes out. You have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe. And the freedom card comes out. You're releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. All right, Gemini, now I'm going to use Moonology to close it out. It's a time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio, big confirmation, and work through your fears. Again, new moon in Scorpio. So I just want to point out, Gemini, you definitely could be dealing with a Scorpio. If not, I would say look on your chart. Where is Scorpio for you? For me, Scorpio is fifth house. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly. We're going to move right along, and Libra is next. All right, let's see. What should I be talking about while I'm shuffling? Monday night, we did Love and Astrology. So we talked about the Cancer new moon. I broke it down as challenges um, and practical steps for the collective and all 12 rising signs. So if you guys missed that, you can find it over on my YouTube channel under the live tab. Friday, I'm going to be back. We're going to be doing a collective Celtic cross reading. It's pretty interesting because normally we do like either divine feminine or divine masculine, but Spirit had me set it up as a collective reading, so I'm not sure what exactly that is about. But that's going to be Friday night at 8 o'clock. So if you guys join me for that, I may offer some free readings at the end, some free card pulls. All right. I guess we need to talk about Friday. So last Friday, I had to push it back because work has started to get busier. I work at I'm at a KOA resort. It's right on the lake. I completely love my job. They've given me a title of activities director, which just means that I get to do all the activities with the kiddos. And I only work a day and a half out of the week, guys. So it's totally perfect. It fits my schedule. It allows me to do PLR and still spend time with my family. Um, but Friday night was not part of the original deal. That was something that we added very last minute. And we had already changed our schedule. So I'm not sure if I want to change it to like if I want to do it on Saturday night or if I just want to keep pushing it back and do it, whenever I get home on Friday night. I haven't decided yet. I haven't received any direction in that just yet. I just know that Spirit allows me to push it back whenever um like it's going to be like I've tried to push it back before and it wasn't really that busy and I was going to be able to go home and get there in time, and Spirit didn't let me push it back, and then sure enough I got off in time and I was able to start the live. This past week I knew that I was going to be like Spirit let me know like nope, you're going to have to push it back today. It's going to be a busier Friday, whatever. And there's definitely, I should mention, if I'm being completely authentic here and honest, there's definitely um, a disagreement, I guess you could say, between me and Spirit and my current job. When you're having spiritual awakening, one thing that you will learn right away is that Spirit is a very I feel like my God is a very jealous God. um it's almost like my faith needs to be in the understanding that I won't go without, that I don't need a lot of the things that I think I need, and that all my time it really needs to be into alignment and following my purpose. But because I'm human and I have free will, and I also have bills to pay, Spirit allows me to have a job and work, right? Last year, I tried to do it full time, um, and completely just burn out, right? Had to have like a 4 month recovery period at Sisters. But this year, what I'm trying to do is just do it part time so that I don't experience that burnout period, right? Like that's the idea anyway. Um, but yeah, so it's very possible that Friday nights, we may start at 8 o'clock. It may get pushed back, and I may even reschedule to a Saturday night if need be. But right now, Love and Astrology will be up Monday night and all 12 signs Wednesday night, and always at 8 p.m. Central Time. All right, guys, let's get started with Libra. Let's timestamp. Let's do 203:11 for Libra. And this is for June 22nd through the 28th. All right, so energy of the week, I'm pulling for the Shamanic Healing Oracle. And we have number 10, burden. It's carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders. Number 17, feminine energy is on the bottom. This could be the week that you release some type of burden. Let's look at challenge or obstacle. We have impasse, redirect, reflect, and redirect your energy. So I do feel that. I feel like you've been carrying something heavy on your shoulders for a long time. This is going to be the week where you let that go. All right, lesson learned. We have desert passage. Trust that there's a divine plan. It was trying to come out in reverse. I feel like there is a divine plan. You're just struggling to trust that that is the reason. All right, and then outcome, we have voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. Choosing your path, all is possible, is on the bottom. And it does show this man like standing on this ledge and he's looking out over this overlook. And it's this energy of like, you can take any path. Everything is open to you at this time. So again, I'm getting this energy like whatever this burden is, and we're going to look into it. I'm going to pull some tarot for Libra, but like whatever this burden is, I'm seeing an ant on a leaf as well. So I'm getting this energy of like hard work, marching, troops, that type of energy. So like whatever this burden is, it's been weighing heavy on your shoulders already for quite some time. The reason that impasse is in your challenges or obstacle is because you're not sure how to redirect the energy. You've been heading down this path and hitting the same brick wall over and over and over, and you're just not sure how to do something different. So it's like this is the week that Spirit shows you how to release the burdens and do something a different way. Most likely, the different way is going to be like releasing control and having faith, right? All right, for the burden card, we have the strength card coming out. Leo energy. It's something you're scared of facing. But you're going to have to face it so that you can take control of a situation. Ten of Cups comes out. Reflect and redirect your energy. Ten of Cups is happy home, happy family. It's emotional contentment. What is it that makes you happy? But the burdens isn't what makes you happy. That's why you're having to dig and face all these strengths, right? Or dig deep for these strengths or face these fears. So it's like the way you're going to reflect and redirect that energy, the thing that you've been carrying, these burdens, the way you're going to let that go and release it is to focus on happy home, happy family, to focus on your emotional contentment, what makes you happy. All right, trust that there's a divine plan, Libra. The Hermit comes out, spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul. So if you're going through some type of darkness, it could be saying, trust that there is a reason, there's a purpose. Voyage of the heart, 2 cards flew out. I dropped both of them. Love flows through you and to you. We have 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Swords again. 3 of Pentacles is that energy of working together, teamwork, and 8 of Swords again is a self-restriction. Libra, you're blocking love. And it could be spiritual. It could be a spiritual connection. But I think you've been hurt so many times. It's caused so many burdens. It's the burden card is number 10. 10 is always like completion. I've had enough of that, right? That's tens. So there's definitely this energy of something coming your way. And it could have something to do with relationships. Desert Passage, Trust There's a Divine Plan is like you've been doing something a really long time by yourself. 3 of Pentacles is like someone comes in to do it with you. All right, 8 of Wands is on the bottom. 8 of Wands says it's quick, it's fast, it's sudden. Strength, Leo, the Hermit, Taurus energy. pull some guidance for Libra. Detachment. You're releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. Big confirmation. And the past card. Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energy in order to transform your heart space. All right, Moonology to close it out for Libra. Confidence is your key to success. It's new moon in Leo, and luck is on your side. It's new moon in Sagittarius. All right, Libra, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. Guys, don't forget to tap your screens, like, share, comment, all those very, very good things. I'm going to clean up really quickly. We have Aquarius next. As I do offer personal readings, private readings, that information is always going to be in the description box of the videos. My newest project is my newest passionate project, I should say, is my shadow work journals. If you guys haven't checked those out yet, you can find those over on my website. I have instant downloads, and I'm working actually on publishing the actual journal in hardcover, paperback cover copies. I do have one. One is over on Amazon, ready to go. It's the original Shadow Work Journal. So I'm super excited about that. And I do intend on, we have four in the collection right now. So I do intend on getting all four of those published. Some exciting stuff, right? All exciting stuff at PLR. All right, last one, Aquarius. I have a very special Aquarius friend out there. I just want her to know I'm thinking about her and I'm sending her lots of love. All right, let's timestamp and let's do 2/10/22. I'm liking the twos. All right, so Aquarius, this is going to be for the week of June 22nd through the 28th. We do have this Cancer new moon here. So let's pull out your energy of the week, Shamanic Healing Oracle. We have number 20, healing energy coming out. Love it. All right. The picture is pretty interesting. I'm going to describe it to you. The number 20 healing energy shows, it looks like a field. It's like a field of hay or grass. It shows, it's almost looks like a crop circle, but it's like this circle in the middle. It could even be like it's caved in, like it goes down into the ground. And then there's a handprint in the center. I don't know why, it was just really significant. All right, yes, Diana says sending good thoughts to our special Aquarius. She knows who she is. She does. All right, challenge or obstacle. We have begin now. Take your first step. So like leaving, starting a new journey, taking a new path. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward is lesson learned. And journey by moonlight, believe in magic. So definitely some type of traveling, going somewhere. Overcoming obstacles, you can overcome anything is on the bottom. So the overcoming obstacle card shows this very narrow path on the side of this mountain, and it shows this huge boulder blocking the path. But in the boulder shows the sword, and it always gives me that energy of the sorcerer and the stone, the story, where like the little boy pulls the sword out. He's the only one that can do it because he's the only one that's pure enough. You know what I mean? That type of energy. So there's something very challenging that you're facing right now, Aquarius, but you're literally the only one that can do it, right? All right, let's pull some tarot. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information for Aquarius. All right, the healing energy. That's your energy of the week. We have 3 of Cups coming out. um, soul tribe, soul family, soul sisters. It's definitely giving like spiritual support. Spiritual support. Page of Cups comes out for take your first step. This is a small offer. Someone could also be apologizing. You may need to apologize to someone, but I think it's more about starting something new and taking small steps, like not feeling like you have to do everything at once. Keep going forward is your lesson learned. Ascend the mountain. You have Page of Wands. There's a lot of page energy here. So that's telling me that this is all very new energy. It may feel scary. It may feel like it's unknown. You're not sure how to like maneuver or navigate the energy. All right, Journey by Moonlight, Believe in Magic. We have the Two of Pentacles coming out and the Five of Cups coming out. Both of those cards did come out in reverse. I just want to point out it is because I'm holding them in reverse. Page of Swords is on the bottom. Someone's watching but fearful to communicate. Um, I think that Journey by Moonlight, Believe in Magic has something to do with traveling, going somewhere. Two of Pentacles is about finding balance. Five of Cups does say that you have experienced some type of loss. The Five of Cups is the card where the person's always focused on the three cups that are spilled. But it's going to say that you're finding balance in the two cups that you have left. It's almost like it's giving me the energy of like, you know how we see in the energy oracle, we see the storm warning card and it shows that like twister, it's like a water tornado is going through this on the picture, and it's like knocking all these chess pieces over. Energy oracle, if you have that oracle set. But it's called storm warning, and the point of the card is that the storm comes in to clear a path. So, like, you're going through something challenging, Aquarius. It is going to be something that's bringing you a lot of healing or will bring you a lot of healing, but you definitely could be right in the middle of it and not understanding like why you're having to go through some type of loss. And it's going to be so that you can find the balance that you needed to be able to move forward. All right, let's pull Power of Love activation for guidance for Aquarius. We have gratitude. You fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. And we have present. You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love into your current circumstances. I do feel that that is what you're going to be doing. Priorities is on the bottom. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. All right, Moonology to close it out for Aquarius. A fiery climax approaches its full moon in Aries, and you are good enough. It's full moon in Virgo. Expect powerful changes. New moon eclipse is on the bottom. So, are you going through it, Aquarius? Yes. Are you highly protected? Yes. Are you strong enough, good enough, brave enough, wise enough? Yes. Right? All right, guys, I'm going to leave that right there. That's going to be all 12 signs for the week of June 22nd through the 28th. Please remember the Cancer New Moon is all about self-care, nurturing yourself at this time, spending time with your family and friends, those that you hold dear to your heart the most. Now is the time. For those of you that are here because you're having spiritual awakening, now is also the time to start integrating all the things you know, right? All the practices, all the routines, all the spiritual lessons. Now is the time. All right. I hope all of this is helpful, guys. Make sure to come back and join me Friday night. I'll get that set here pretty soon so you guys can hit the notify me button. We're going to be looking at the heart of the matter, and I will do some free card pulls at the end of that live. Thank you to all my moderator ladies who came in to help. I appreciate you guys so very, very much, and I hope to see everyone on Friday night. I love you all, and I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.